one thing I did not get a chance to do was to talk about Full Gear. So I just want to do a recap of Full Gear. So I didn't get a chance to talk about it when it happened. So let's just go over the matches real quick. Like I said, I can't give a detailed review because this thing is over a week old, obviously. But I do want to get a recap of my thoughts about it and the things I liked about it and things I didn't like about it, stuff like that. I didn't see any of the pre-show stuff, and I don't think if you did, probably you remember any of the pre-show stuff.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so they start off with Jungle Boy Jack Perry taking on Luchasaurus in a steel cage match. Great opener, in my personal opinion. Huh? I knew you were gonna say that. They Christian Cage came out there in the arm brace. Luchasaurus is beating the shit out of Jack Perry, and then Christian tries to open the door, but he opens the door. But when he does, Jack Perry comes out, tries to attack him, and then Luchasaurus comes out to stop him. So the match is getting out of control, and then they start fighting on the outside for a little bit. Then they get back in there, but Luchasaurus has to bring in a table, in some chairs while they were outside. So when they come back into the ring, now the table and the chairs in the ring, Luchasaurus is there and like powerbombs Jack Perry. There was this one spot where Jack has the chair open, and then he kind of like runs up the chair and does a Canadian Destroyer or a Destroyer on Luchasaurus. Then does like a prettier to him on the chair. He kicks out. Then in that same open chair, Luchasaurus gives Jungle Boy a huge, like, this is like Pat Patterson level air. Remember when Undertaker chokeslam Pat Patterson on like Judgment Day to the announce table?
Yep.
And I was like, them legs went up. But that's how it was when it came to the chokeslam the Jungle Boy through that chair. That shit like it sucked. But Jungle Boy kicks out. This is the thing I did not like. Luchasaurus goes for a tombstone. And then he holds him. And then he picks him back up. And there's a front face slam. And Jungle Boy still kicks out. Like, that wasn't needed. Because, I'm sorry. That you didn't need to do that. I know you would do a double tombstone. Like, you would kick out with a double tombstone. They set the table up in the ring. And he lays Luchasaurus across it, and it does this elbow. This elbow is very, very weak. I don't know if he get enough air, if he was scared to do it, whatever the case may be. But it's like he hits him, and the table kind of like just breaks slowly, puts him in the snare trap, and then Luchasaurus tap out. I thought the match was good. Now, Prime said he didn't like the match too much. Is it because is Jungle Boy, is it Cage, or what was it that just didn't do it for you?
No, I don't like it. It's just, I feel like it was real slow. It was like, okay. There's done a lot of stuff. This man about died. Killed this man about died. I'm still kicking out of everything. And then wins with the sloppy elbow drop.
AEW tends to do that shit a lot. So, I'll tell you what wasn't slow, which was the Elite taking on Death Triangle in match 1 of the best of 7 series, and I was sitting there like, oh wow!
No, we don't need 7. I'm not excited for that at all.
We did. It's gonna be a lot of fucking matches between them.
We don't need 7. Not at all. We don't need 5. We could have been good with 3.
You know, it's gonna be hard to figure out what to fucking do in 7 matches with the way they move so fast.
Mm-hmm. The best tag team best of 7 I seen was Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money.
Oh, that's pretty good. Also, Booker T and Voldemort was a good best 7.
I said tag team.
Tag team, yeah, okay, gotcha.
I mean, Voldemort was on the tag team. Voldemort and that goddamn blow. It was a best tag team.
And then, of course, they just do so many crazy spots. the whole story of the thing was Pac tried to get Phoenix to use the hammer that he tossed him, and Phoenix like, no, I'm gonna be a good guy. But then when Kenny Omega gets him up in the One Wing Angel, he does end up using the hammer to hit him in the head, and then he pins rolls Kenny Omega up and wins the matchup that way. So they are it's tied now. I believe they lost on Dynamite. So next up is the singles match for the TBS Championship. It's Jade Cargill taking on Nyla Rose. In my personal opinion, this is one of Jade Cargill's better matches. I don't know if it's because Nyla Rose or it's because like I said, because she has been getting better. She comes out looking like a Thundercat. Oh, was it? Yeah, a Thundercat. I enjoyed the cosplay that she did. I don't know all the Thundercats by name because I used to watch them, but I don't remember them like that. You remember the one it was?
I don't know.
Okay. But I thought this match was actually solid. You know, the pacing was fine. They actually stole each other's finishing moves and tried to finish each other off that way. But Jade finally hits the Jaded on Nyla Rose and wins the matchup.
Yeah, she said she can't wear this type of attire anymore either.
Who?
Jade.
What happened? She wasn't exposed or anything.
She wasn't, but like that's a lot. There's a lot of that's a lot to try to do.
I'm looking at her. I'm looking at the time right now, and I'm just like she has on tights, and then the way the Thundercats.
Those are not tights.
Oh,
that's paint.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, so they had to paint all of that.
My apologies.
Yes, so that's why.
That's okay. I can see that she probably had some tights on to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you. I got you. All right. My bad, woo, they had to get that. But real quick, because I kind of combine this with Dynamite. My girl Red Velvet came back looking good. I don't know if you didn't see her on Dynamite, but she was looking great. But then they kicked Layla Hogan out the group.
Layla Hogan.
Yeah, and they
Kiera Hogan.
Okay, damn, I'm mixing two names because Layla Gray's still in the group, but yeah, Kiera Hogan. They kicked Kiera Hogan out the group, and I'm like,
yeah,
I think that was a mistake.
That makes sense to me.
She needs to. I mean, Ray Velvet can wrestle as good as Kiera Hogan, but
Kiera Hogan is the best out of the three, so they probably want to. Kiera Hogan should have been a singles person when she got into the company. Then they did nothing with her, and they put her in the baddest. So they probably like, okay, maybe we can see what Kiera Hogan can do by herself.
I mean, probably should. If she wants to feud with them, sure. But I'm just like, but can we get like Layla Gray? I don't know. It's something about her I just don't like.
Because she needs to be more in the tag team. That's why her and Red Velvet are going to be the tag team, and then Kiera Hogan going to try to be by herself. So,
Now, I mean, shit. If something happened in Impact and Tasha still come back, and then Fire and Flavor come back, then yeah, I'm with that. But I doubt that's going to happen though. But I enjoyed Fire and Flavor. Next up, we had the Fatal 4-Way match for the Ring of Honor Championship, which I thought was another good match of Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara, and Chris Jericho. All doing a Fatal 4-Way matchup for the Ring of Honor Championship, even though it gets more love than the AEW Championship. There was a time with... at first, it's kind of like how it was with 2002 Elimination Chamber, where Jericho was just tag teaming the whole time. Well, that's how it was with Sammy and Chris Jericho. I mean, Danielson and Claudio, they're on the same team too, but they decided to turn odds and fight each other as a Fatal 4-Way. And Guevara tried to do the same thing with Chris Jericho, and things broke down. So I thought that built the thing up. But Jericho does hit a juice effect on Claudio and retains the championship, which he was going to do anyway until, Daniel Garcia takes that.
I don't think Garcia is going to be the one to take it.
You don't think it's going to be Garcia?
No.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Not Garcia.
But it got to be somebody from Ring of Honor, though, right?
I mean, it could be anybody, but it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be Garcia, though.
Okay. They did it's Britt Baker DMD, Dr. Britt Baker DMD, taking on Saraya. Her first match back in 5 years, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great to see her back. She was taking. I mean, the match moved slow because obviously she had been in the ring in 5 years, but she was taking some bumps on the neck, I guess, to really show like, hey, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, look, this match was cool with it, but there's a lot of stuff, a lot of factors in this match that's maybe not like it. Every time she took a bump, they had to do the Owen Hart voice. Now I'm like, all right.
You said the Owen Hart voice. You said
the Owen Hart voice. Every time she took a bump, oh my god, I don't know if she'll be able to.
I see what you mean. I was confused for a minute.
Every time she do something, oh my god, did she fall on her neck? Oh, she gets out. Oh. But that kick out, that arm, that's a lot of voltage in your arm, and maybe that's gonna cause a neck problem. Like, okay, all right, I don't need all this. Yeah, no, and then it was kind of getting long at not long for them, but just long like.
No, it was dragging. The match was like, if you're not watching highlights of it, the match dragged, and also, like I said, it's also because you got Saraya, who hasn't been in the ring in 5 years.
It's not even that. It's like Saraya has how many signature moves? Like 4. After she hit all them, they still went for like another 10 minutes, and I'm like, well, what else is there to do?
I mean, we both know she does have more than that, but I don't think
I'm talking about moves to put people away, not just punches. I'm talking about like the Rampage, the PTO. What else does she have? The Paige Turner.
Yeah.
She did all of them, and then it was still like 10 minutes. I was like, well, okay. So she just ended up hitting the Rampage twice, and I was like, okay, well. All right.
Yeah, I mean, she probably could go for a submission, but mostly it was her taking the punch. But like, Britt Baker did like the twisted neck breaker from the apron to the outside. She did neck breaker from the middle rope to the floor. She put like the little neck grab. Like, she was doing a lot of shit to her, and I was just sitting there, just like, man, like, what the fuck. So I mean, I get it, but it moved slow, and then she did hit the Rampage on her twice. Actually, if you total the whole time in the match, she hit it on her like 3 times, I believe.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, this is a lot. So, I mean, once she gets back into the into the swing of things, I think it'll be much better. This is her first match back, and it was like it gets. Look, I like Britt Baker. It comes to the character, and she has gotten a lot better since AEW first started. But she still is like, she's not a match carrier. She's not on that. Like, you got some people that can be like, hey, we can go in here and I can carry this match and make you look great. And then some people like, I can drive it, and because you're still trying to get back in there. She's not on that Charlotte or Sasha level. She's suitable for what she does, but carrying the matchup and leading the match is not what she's her forte is. You know what I'm saying? And shit, reality, Saraya is better than Britt Baker, but you wouldn't have saw it tonight though. But let's hear that she picks up the win there. Samoa Joe took on Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs. Big Hoss fight, which is stuff that I love seeing. And I really thought that maybe, just maybe, Will Hobbs could have won here, because there was an opportunity to do that. I'm not saying pin Wardlow, but he hasn't been doing anything with Wardlow since he beat MJF. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a powerbomb symphony that he hit him in the head, and then he choked out Hobbs. And Samoa Joe is now is a double champion. The TNT champion and the Ring of Honor.
Basically the same
Yeah,
thing for Ring of Honor.
the
The
same
television
shit.
champion. Yeah. Television champion for two companies.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed Ric Flair's last match, you're going to enjoy this team because we had Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal taking on Sting and Darby Allin. Jeff Jarrett came out with all these people in like Sting mask and hoodies, and I was like, why would you do that? And then the lights go down, Darby Allin comes, but it's just Darby, and you see one of the people that came out with Jeff Jarrett, and it's like, oh, there's Sting. How many times have we done this spot? Like how many times?
I wish he would have actually took the mask off and it was like under one of the things, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, the old school WCW way. Mm-hmm. So Jeff Jarrett, I ain't gonna lie, still looks pretty good for in his 50s.
You know, Jeff Jarrett can still like
go.
He can still do a singles or a tag match like they needed him to, which is what I'm glad he's kind of like doing that. But like, I'll be honest with you, when it's him and Karen, I can't take it. I just can't. I
can't do that.
So when he was waiting for people to come out, I was like, no, please not Karen. But it was a Karen. I'm like, thank you.
So Darby becomes Darby. He sets up this ladder on the stage. He goes on the stage and to do a coffin drop off the ladder, off the stage, down to Satnam Singh. Satnam Singh like, no, screw this. He caught him, gave him a razor's edge on the stage. I was like, God, like the shit he takes. Sting was just like, hold on, I gotta get my dive in. Dive with the outside the crowd, dived on Jay Lethal. Like, what is it? His contract? Tony Khan said, hey, since you came back, you have to dive all you want to.
Well, I mean, all of his matches have been hardcore matches, so
that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Which, why are they still tagging? Like, why was Jarrett and Lethal still tagging each other? Like, they actually was fighting all over the place, and then they got back in the ring to tag each other in and out.
I don't know. Maybe it's just something they used to, because I was asking the same thing. So I don't know. Maybe it's just something they used to and just a tag. I really don't know.
Yeah,
because they definitely said it's no disqualification. They changed it like an hour before. It's like, all right, there's no disqualification, no DQ. All that.
Yeah, see that. That's the shit I'm talking about. So then Satnam Singh comes in the ring, gives Sting a choke slam, and Jarrett tries to cover him. It doesn't work. But then I was like,
I was low key very impressed with that choke slam, by the way.
Yeah, he did with his left hand. And like, lethal combination to Darby Allin, but Jarrett tries to go to hit him with the guitar, and he puts Jay Lethal in the way. He covers his head, but then Darby pushes Jay Lethal into Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett, meanwhile, as Darby's coming back for the coffin drop, hits Darby right in the back. And then Satnam Singh bring his big ass in there. And then Sting tries to go for a Scorpion Death drop.
Hold on, say it one more time.
Satnam Singh brings his big ass in the ring.
Right before that?
He gets hit in the back with the guitar.
Yes, he did a Hulk up.
No, I'm talking about Darby Allin.
He did a Hulk up.
Oh, shit, he did. Great, because that's what we need, right? A Hulk up.
I mean, I thought Sting was going to be the one to do it, because I knew Sting, I thought he was going to hit Sting and Sting was going to no-sell it, but like he did it to Darby. Darby took the coffin drop and then, like, kept up the no-sold it.
Yeah.
And then that's when it went into Satnam Singh coming back and them doing a death drop. Which I'll be honest, that is the only thing I didn't like. You mean tell me the first time this guy take a bump is for Sting and Darby Allin? No offense to Sting and Darby Allin, but Darby is too small to be doing a coffin drop for him.
And
to like.
You got mad at me because I wanted to see Wardlow powerbomb him.
Wardlow power. That's still. It's like you gotta. A powerbomb is too strong. You gotta do something else, not a powerbomb. A spine buster, okay, something where it don't take the other person to help you with the move. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if Wardlow could have got him up by himself, that big son bitch, and powerbombed him, that'd have been better than seeing him get a coffin drop, Sting Scorpion Jet drop at the same time.
Yeah.
And then so Jay Lethal goes for the lethal injection, and then but Sting catches him into the Sting Scorpion drop, and then Darby hits the coffin drop, and they end up winning the matchup.
Yep.
Because what hardcore tag team match did they ever lose? None.
Sting is undefeated.
Yes. One of the best matches on the card. Tony Storm taking on Jamie Hayter for. At the time, it was the interim women's champion. But on Dynamite, they officially said Jamie Hayter is the champion. Thunder Rosa ain't come back to get it. Is not come back to be the champion. I was like, thank God. Thank God. And the crowd was like really behind Jamie Hayter in this part. I was like,
because Jamie Hayter is dope.
Yeah, bro, I agree with you. I told you Jamie Hayter should have won a while ago. I was like, I'm tired of Jamie Hayter just not getting the love. But I was just like, all right. First of all, peep this. When Toni Storm is not wearing her armbands, she loses. When she does, she wins the match. When she came out, I was excited because she wasn't wearing no armbands. Do you recognize that?
No, I don't pay attention to Toni Storm matches like that.
Okay, well,
she been the smaller she been getting. I'm like, I stopped paying attention. Please.
You said the smaller she been getting.
Yeah, like, bro, how you gonna take away the cake? Like, what?
He said the smaller she been getting. It been taking. Okay. Well, anyway, it was
like if Nikita Lyons was to get small. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna watch her then.
Oh, okay. Well, I still fan Toni Storm. Reba comes in and she hits Toni Storm with the belt. The referee's not looking. Then Jamie Hayter is like a Hushigoroshi. And then tries to hit her lariat, but then Toni Storm kicks out. Then the referee sends Rebel to the back, and then Toni Storm tries to hit her own clothesline. It doesn't work. But the fans were really like, please don't have Toni Storm win this. But Britt Baker comes out and nails her. Jamie Hayter hits a pile driver, and then Toni kicks out. People was really like, oh my God, they're not going to give it to her. But then when she hit the Storm Zero on Jamie Hayter, I was just like, oh shit, she gonna win this. But then Jamie Hayter kicks out. I was like, all right, fuck it. Do it now. We can do this. Rebel, or Britt Baker tries to remove the top barricade that reveals the exposed turnbuckle. But Jamie Hayter pushes Toni Storm into that and then hits the ripcord clothesline and beats her, and it becomes the new women's champion. Her and Britt Baker are going to be feuding, but
unfortunately,
but that's the way it is.
Maybe they can at least have a feud in between that, and then Britt Baker. Because
I want Jamie Hayter. Well, first of all, I think she should beat Britt Baker.
You said what?
I think Jamie Hayter should beat Britt Baker.
Yeah, anyway. I do too. But I don't want that to be the first feud automatically. I'm like, let get a feud in first, and then have Britt be on her side for like the feud, and then after the feud, then she could turn on her or whatever.
Yeah.
Since we all know this coming, at least let it be a surprise as to when, not just immediately.
Fair.
Yes.
We have
or you could at least have it be like KO and Kevin Owens, how we already knew KO was gonna turn on Jericho, we just didn't know when.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
That was good. That was a good turn.
Why is say my name on the list?
It's exactly. It had the arrow point. Oh, that was so great. That whole festival of Jericho, that was so great. Even though he should have won the Royal Rumble that year. But anyway, if you should, you would have. Next up, we have the Acclaim taking on Swerve in Our Glory. Acclaim still over as hell. Good matchup by these two. That Swerve brings in like the metal gate that separates the fans and the wrestlers, and he has to lead across the ring. There was one point Anthony Bones tries to go for a poison ride to Keith Lee, and I was like, it didn't really look great because Keith Lee had like to jump into it, and I was just like, that, it kind of, it just didn't look great, but everything else was fine. They splashed Keith Lee through the metal gate on the outside. Swerve tries to get Keith Lee to cheat, using like the pliers, but then Lee's like, no, I don't even want to do that. So Billy Gunn comes out, helps out his team a little bit, and Keith Lee's like, you know what? I'm done with this shit, man. Because, Swerve's really trying to get him to cheat, and he walks off. And then Swerve gets attacked by the Acclaim, gets double teamed, and then loses the match. So the Acclaim retain. And Swerve and Our Glory is going to be over. And a Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland match is going to be dope. I think that's going to be the Winter is Coming match. What do you think?
Probably.
Probably. Yes, sir. Main event time was MJF taking on Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. It should have been CM Punk so MJF can get his win back, but he had to be an asshole and fuck everything up. But now so it's back to Jon Moxley. He has his nice little red sweatpants on. The match was, was a good main event. Moxley was playing heel to the crowd because everybody loved MJF and they wanted MJF to win this matchup. Regal comes out, and because MJF was about to use the diamond ring, he prevents him from doing it. But then also shows he tosses him the brass knucks. Old power of the punch. And then he hits Moxley, and then MJF becomes the new AEW World Champion. And does the Snow Angel on the aisle, just like CM Punk did the Snow Angel in the ring. And I thought, I can't wait to see the MJF era Reign Supreme on in AEW. How did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I gave Full Gear a thumbs up because I was like, one, they showcased the women better. There was 3 women's matches that each had a storyline to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad for that. It wasn't an oversaturated 14 match card. It was like an 8-9 match card where they worked. I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed I really enjoyed every guy. I thought Full Gear was a nice, good, solid show. I think I like to see pay-per-views do that more.
It was solid though. It was like it was cool. I felt like it was a reset, but it wasn't the best one to me. I still was like, yeah.
No. It's not the best one. I'm just saying, but for all the crap that been happening with CM Punk and how AEW summer turned out, because remember they was in some deep shit in the summertime. And I'm like, it felt like a little slight reset of how their pay-per-views and their shows go. And hopefully by Revolution and by Double or Nothing, we get, all this stuff also. So
I would have did a full I would have put Warlord Hobbs up there, because then you have Hobbs, he's original. Then you have Claim, the original. MJF is original. Hater is technically original. And then Jade is original. You have all original champs, not like anybody else.
Yeah, I agree with you on Hobbs being original because Joe is obviously not. But I thought he was gonna probably put it on Hobbs. And of course, the trios champions is originals also. They was here when it first opened, so they got to be original. So
yeah, they still made their name somewhere else, kind of though.
Yeah.
Because obviously Neville was Pac, and Pac was Neville and all that. But yeah.
Yeah. So I give Full Gear a thumbs up. How'd you give it?
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen come winter is coming. I know they're going to book that show. It's going to be a nice show also. So I wait till next week to hear from MJF. So I'll be all ready for it.